Oh, ah, oh, ah, oh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. All right, enough fireworks here. Welcome. This is Becker Rosat. Welcome to the latest episode of LOTR, the game of Minecraft that does not involve Lord of the Rings mod, but it involves the Middle Earth mod, if that makes any kind of sense. Today's episode is the Fateful 28. Oh, it did that again. All right. Here we go. We're here. We're doing things. But look at this. 14 durability, 54 durability, 73 durability, 9 durability. Look at that. 64 bread. Let's just count things all day. Let's just do a lot of counting today. I got a lot of crap in here, and I'm going to show you what all that's for. I've got, well, what is this? The Fateful 28. What just happened a second ago? What are we doing? Are we going crazy here, or is it just something I say is happening? Oh, I need some signs, don't I? Do I need some signs? I forgot. Nope, I got enough of that. I don't need dirt slabs either. I gotta take the dirt slabs places. Oh, could top that off. Ah, the carved pumpkin. That's what I was looking for, and I needed it, and I have it. So there. Yeah, we're going to replace our helmets with some other things. We're going to get new armor to replace this stuff. But first, we've got to get going and doing a bunch of other things. It's a lovely day. Well, all the craziness that I've done, all the craziness that there's been in the last few days, most of it was not playing the game. So, we're going to have to do a lot of things. Ooh. Hey, it pushed me. It's like a... Wait a minute. I'm over here. That's interesting. Hadn't occurred to me that it might actually... it pushes you when you grab it when you're standing on top of it. And it's facing up. But push you sideways. That's more like a piston. You put a block there, though. It's not going to push the block. Even if the block was a... Do I have one here somewhere? No. Even if the block was a gravel or something. Alright, we're here. We're going to do this. We got to do some stuff. Okay. We are getting... Oh, is it... there we go. We are getting inexorably closer and closer to decorating these offices and putting furniture in them. That will not happen this episode. Unless because that's a huge undertaking and I need to make a whole bunch of them. And I have to decide on what kind of furniture. And we're going to have to light up each room. See, you can't light this room up here. Because it's all vertical slabs. We can put some here. And maybe we could put some kind of lighting under that. I have an idea for what kind of lighting we're going to have in these rooms. But we're not going to work on that. First floor, or that's second floor. This is third floor. And top is fourth floor. All of this to be sorted out in the future, but not right now. I think I go over here to go down. This is confusing. What do you want? Okay, that should not be there. What's it doing all the way over there? All right, what we have here, we've got a whole bunch of bone meal, and we've been getting wither roses and ink sacs, and we need, well, we don't get ink sacs in flowers, but I found some ink sacs, and so we're using those. What? Don't have to run around here, you know. People used to tell me, no running, when I was in school. And you'll notice that this is down to 645 as well, but that's my fault. I was using it to get a lot of levels, and I'll explain that later. It's weird how it gets really, 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 really bright. Well, it's extra bright because it's got the blur mod has been changed. The blur mod now gives me a rainbow effect whenever I open up one of these things. Anyway, so we get wither roses, and we've been using those. We need them to make concrete. We've got enough to make some concrete, but we need to make a whole bunch of concrete that we don't have. So we're still going to work on that a little more. What else? Generate more of that stuff. Oh, it's almost done. Good, good, good. What else? We've still got some diamonds, so we've put some diamonds in the other place, and we'll explain that later. Minecraft is here. What's above the 4th floor? That's what's called the roof. It's what dogs do. And you don't want dogs to do it up there either, because then you have a real problem. Down with ink sacs and up with meat sacks. Yeah, with some soy sauce, perhaps. I don't know. Okay, now we're going this way. This is the map room. It's where we're going to store our maps. What maps? Well, we don't have any maps. We've only got 2 item frames. I know, we have a problem here. I killed some cows. I found out we didn't have very many cows here, and I was going to go elsewhere to get the cows so I could get... Actually, that's a good idea. I should go get more item frames. But this is just to display the stuff we have now. We're going to make some maps, but we're making the Fateful 28, which are the famous people in Middle-earth. All 28 of them. And we're going to try and do it by memory. And we can only do these on camera because they are 1-by-1 portraits. A single map that will fit in the frame. For those who do not know, I know that Minecraft knows. I know that everybody else knows. Mods. It's going to take me a second to find it. Image to map. Turns images into maps. Now, normally it requires creative mode. Normally. Or not creative mode, I'm sorry. Op. It requires op, and then it creates the thing for you. And this is Lord of the Rings stuff. We're going to make those images. Now, there are some images that take more than one. This is for people who don't know, not Minecraft. Sorry, Minecraft, I have to say this. That if the picture generated creates more than one map, then it puts it in a bundle, and we have problems with bundles on 1.21.1. Okay. So this is where we're going to put all our maps for this area, but it's just going to be the maps of the portraits because that's what we can make right now when we don't have bundles. What we're going to do about lack of bundles, bundles are just messed up right now is all I can say. Okay, we're going to start this up. Okay, first let's, here we go. We don't need to preview them, we just need to create them. Dither is a nice thing if we want more color, but then you get to see these dots all over the place, and we don't need that. It looked fine, so we'll just do it without it. So none. And now the path. Here's where we have a problem, because I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, so Agent Smith will be on the wall. Agent Smith. That is silly. No agents are going to be on the wall. Oh, wait. Oh, you mean him? Oh, yeah, wait. For some reason I thought you meant the Men in Black, but no, he looks like one of the Men in Black. But those are Agents J and K. Okay, yeah, he'll be up there. They'll be up there. Well, he won't stay up the wall. You know, we got to put them in a chest and stuff. All right, so here's one. I don't know if this will work on this map. We have not tried anything on this map. We already have a number of maps in existence on this server, but we have... So it's going to be E, Z, LOTR, Aragorn, .png. Now, I'm doing this without a list. I want to see if I can remember all 28. If I can remember all 28 of these without having to look up on the list. But I do have a list, which I will look at. He's one of the high elves. Yeah. He's Elrond. Yeah, here we go. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be in real trouble because I titled the episode The Fateful 28. We got it. And let's look what we got. There he is. This'll help it look a little better. As you can see, it doesn't quite work 100% with a very clear ping image. You know, there's it's like a GIF file kind of thing, but it works, and there he is. You wanted Agent Smith? Elrond is next. This is the easy part. I like doing this. Da 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 da. Bam. There he is. There he is. There's Agent Smith with the funny headband. Put him on the wall. There he goes. Hi, Dad. How you doing? Son, I'm not looking at you today. There's something wrong. I think I've come down with pig ear, and I don't know what to do with it. Maybe you could look at it. Well, I don't know, Dad. That you look like you got a very small ear. Is it shrinking while it's... No. I really like this. I just want to know. I just want to know if it's catching. I haven't caught your ears. You're not throwing ears around at people. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. And who's Mrs. Robinson going to be? It'll be Arwen. There she is. Unfortunately, we don't have cleavage. We have a horse. That's not important. We don't have much room here either. Have to put them in this one. Okay, that's them done. Let's take these guys down. We'll leave Agent Smith up for a minute. Up against the wall. Aragorn. Yeah, we're going to have some errors, all right. Okay, that's Aragorn and Arwen. They're at the top of the list. I'm not looking at the list. That's just, I remember they're at the top of the list. Theoden. Let's do Theoden King. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what am I doing up here? Elrond, is this your doing? No. I don't know what you're doing up there. You've got a lot of light on your on the back of your head. You suppose... Nah, I can't make a joke happen here. It's pretty good. It could be a little better. Oh, what IDs are these anyway? This is why this is why this took so long to do this, is because it puts the name of the file or the original URL of the file in purple or dark magenta or whatever. And I had to do that so it would not say stuff like documents and settings, pictures, da-da-da-da-da. It's just a regular map. All right. Okay, next king, Denethor. Dun 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 dun. Bring wood and oil. It'll taste terrible in my cup. What is that in the background? Maybe those are bookshelves or something. Yeah, it's probably bookshelf. Oh no, wait, that's the steward's throne, I think. Or maybe he's sitting in the dining hall and says, "Can you sing, Master Hobbit?" I don't know the words to Master Hobbit. That's pretty good. I've seen worse. I'm amazed that this was not possible very long ago. There weren't enough different kinds of blocks for Minecraft to allow for this sort of thing. But we've got a lot of colors now. On the other hand, I thought that maybe they could just have RGB values. Anyway, never mind. Okay, what's next? Well, we're going to do Éomer. With a couple of Riders of Rohan behind him. I'm assuming this is the moment where he's trapped the Warriors 3 and and I'll tell me your name, horsemaster, and I will tell you mine. And Eomer said, what did he say? I'd cut your head off, only it was too close to the ground or something. He's got a lot of cheese whiz on his face. Okay, his sister, his boy Elroy. Wait, no, that's the AO win, as opposed to AO lose. He's AO lose. This is AO win. There we go. I think they did a good job of this one. This is one of the moments. Was this like right after she woke up from the dream, or was this right when Grima Wormtongue meets her and yells at her or talks to her about the crazy dream she's been having? Okay, next. Well, let's do Grima Wormtongue. Well, I can remember the name. Yes, it is an ill news, my lord, as he is not welcome here. Nobody is welcome here. This really has some nice dark pixels on it. I really like that. I didn't think this was possible. I'm wondering to what extent this really is what we want it to be. I still think I'd rather it was a PNG file that was perfect, but never mind. Oh, and by the way, these black borders are on purpose. The original, I found these images, and they were all 111 by 111 because that was the size that we could make them for. That was the size that we could make them for the whatchamacallit, the EO, the the emojis for the old Dark Times Discord. And so, oh, it's 21 already? We got a light on in here. It's dark, isn't it? Funny to have shaders on the whole time, but we don't need shaders on. So the point that I was getting at, so there's a black border around these. I thought maybe I could increase it to 128, but we can't. All right. So Boromir. Dang. It had to be the one with him looking at the ring that he just picked up off of the snow-covered ground. Although I'm not sure why I wanted it to be that one. He's got a nice concerned look about his face, as in this stuff is going to kill us all. It's going to kill us all. His death is calling, and it rings twice. His brother Elroy, that was Niramir, this is Faramir. And there he is. And I don't know what that pattern is on the wall, but it's probably really bad GIF artifacting. He's also got some blue in here. Maybe this is one of the pictures taken when he was in a cave. He was interrogating Frodo and Sam. That's what I like to think. Okay. All right, now we're going to do some of the tough ones while I can still remember. Okay, Gorbag. I remember Gorbag. He's more important in the books. In fact, I should have also added Shagrat, but I didn't want to call this the Fateful 29. Shagrat is, of course, one of the bad guys, but that's not the point. Well, he's an orc. Oh, he's got red and green eye. Some people have pink eye. This guy's got red and green eye. It's like my face. My face is reflected in his eyeball. Well, it's not my face. It's my... Oh, no, it is my face. The glasses are red and red. Okay, yeah, so I forgot about Shagrat. I guess I couldn't find a good picture of Shagrat. These pictures were found years and years ago. And with Gorbag, there's also Gothmog, I think. There he is. It's the John Wayne character. Funny. The John Wayne character. It's all people refer to him because he was mentioned in the DVD commentary as being a John Wayne character. And he is. He has the swagger of John Wayne. Okay. Speaking of Augs, here's a Balrog. Dun dun dun. This one's not quite that great because he looks a little burgundy. Burgundy. I don't know. I think that one works. Let's remove him and put this up there. Yeah, the likeness is uncanny. All right, we're getting there. Okay, more bad guys. More bad guys. We have to make the troll. The troll. The troll. The troll. This is one of the trolls from the Lord of the Rings. No, he's one of Bilbo's trolls from The Hobbit. In fact, I don't even remember if this is from The Hobbit or if this was a picture that they had of a mock-up of him that they were going to make when they were making the statues for Lord of the Rings. Like I said, I don't remember. All right, now we're getting into the tough ones. We need a... While I'm struggling to remember Treebeard. This one I don't think turned out very well, but you can pretty much tell what it is. This almost looks like a guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. In fact, I was thinking about getting that Pirate King guy from the other one, but there's a limit to how much maps we're going to make here. We're already up to 35, and we haven't done them all yet. 14. We've done 14. And so we've already done 21 maps outside of these. Okay, Agent Smith. All right, next one. We've done Denethor and Sons. We've done Theoden and his one son that survived and his one daughter. Let's see now. Gandalf. I wanted the meme one where he's got the laugh and he's going, but that's got to be animated. This is not animated. I thought a stern picture because he's a stern man. I mean, he's got grape jelly on his nose for one thing, and he's stern enough that nobody's going to tell him that he's got grape jelly on his nose. And if they did, he'd just say, "Oh, it's a magic spell. I'm casting this magic spell, and I need certain ingredients to make it possible." He knows everything, and that's enough of an excuse there. Let's have his stern countenance on the wall so he can look at us while we're making more of these pictures. Radagast. The famous Sylvester McCoy of The Hobbit, and of course of Doctor Who. And when I found out he was in this thing, I freaked out, man. I don't know what you could really say about Sylvester McCoy that hasn't been said before. And I've said a lot about Sylvester McCoy before, and I'm undoubtedly going to say more again. I just love the fact that we can put bird shit on a map. Okay. Now we get into the, well, who haven't we done yet? Can I remember them all? Okay, Legolas. Legolas. You're late, he said, in putting me on a map. He's not only got green tunic, he's got a green face. Gimli. And a more Gimli person I've never seen. Okay, now this one is probably affected a lot by the GIF mentality of everything. There's a little too much green in the image, and it could probably, if maybe this was taken from the forest. I think he was in the forest when this was taken. Maybe a different picture of him out in the open slaughtering some orcs or something. Maybe swinging an axe. A picture from when he was in the council of Elrond saying, "And my axe." All right, next. Okay, Bilbo. Ta-da! It's not the one with his mouth open and his eyes bulging out. That's Bulger Baggins going, "Ah!" Nor, and this is a problem, was it Martin Freeman? I wanted it to be Martin Freeman. But this guy Ian Holm is more iconic, and he too has been a very sloppy eater. In fact, I think he's got, I'm not sure what kind of dip that is on his above his right eyebrow. He looks like the Benjamin Franklin of the Lord of the Rings set. Frodo. Are we at 24 minutes already? Oh, don't forget Chewbacca. I am considering making map art for Star Wars characters, but it's not going to be in the LOTR map. we'll be making a bunch of other ones. I don't have very many of these yet. I'm still have to fix all the ones with the video games, so I won't be doing them today. And as I said before, we can't do the ones that are going to require a bundle. This is the portrait I like the least of him. Not because he's got a sad or a concerned expression and he's got mustard on his chin, but also because it's the one with the smallest head, and that's not a nice thing to say about him, is all I can say there. Okay, Samwise, which means half-wit. What he's looking at, I have no idea. Is this the one where he's looking at the... just past the camera and saying, "Oh, the world! I used to share stories of what heroes used to be like, and those folks in those stories, they said things like, I'm dying." I don't know what to say. These are not the hard ones to remember. Myriadoc. I made the head too big. Well, the real problem here is he's got some snot dripping down his nose. But the real problem here is, of course, it's a very large picture of his face. Smallest head, but size doesn't matter. Now that's size matters not from The Empire Strikes Back. And Peregrine, which is a problem. But he is grinning, so that's something. Again, with the artifacting. But hey, you know, we are glad just to be able to see a face on a wall that looks like... Now, what we haven't done is we don't have any glowing iron. Have some iron frames. We don't have any glowing item frames yet, so... Alright, what do we got? 24. That means we need 4 more, and we have to try to remember what they are. Let's see. Gorbag, Gothmog. Was there another king? We got the 2... Oh, Saruman. That's a good one. That's a really good one. He looks evil. He doesn't have to be completely evil. He used to be a good guy. But there he is. Let's look at that one again. Let's put that on the wall, see how it looks on the wall. Yeah. Really great. I don't know what point this, you know, this... Oh, is it dark? Hold on. You know, we built a tower so that... We built a tower... That's not the tower. That's like... In that direction, we've built a tower. And in that tower, he had some pigs, E-I-E-I-O. And what he also had was... we got so that wizards who could visit can stay for a few days if necessary. You know, Gandalf would have been given accommodations, even if Saruman was not. We might want to have the pictures of 5 wizards. We've only got 3 wizards, because guess what? 2 of them never came by this way, and we don't know what they look like. Not my fault. And Sauron, of course. Which is decent, I think. I was never clear on whether this part right here was teeth. It's the helmet, obviously, but that really is awesome looking. It looks like there's a lot of artifacting from JPEG. I'm pretty sure that this was originally a JPEG, but I'm pretty sure it didn't have much for artifacting. If we can improve on that image, that would be great, but it's too late. We've added it. 26. We've still got 2 more to go, and I can't remember them. All right, let's see. Let's see. Humans. We got Aragorn. We got Arwen. We don't have Barley Man. We don't have Bill Ferny. I'm not even sure he's in the show, in the movie. It has to be somebody who was in the movie. Okay, Samwise's father was named Gaffer Gamgee. I don't have him. Isn't he from Krull? Is he from Krull? Sauron was that flying green dinosaur who sometimes appeared in the Savage Land. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings names being co-opted for use in Marvel Comics. Sauron is one of them. Boromir was in one of them. He was one of the flying horses of the Black Knight. I forgot which Black Knight though. And can't remember the other one. All right. Let me think. Humans. No. I know we have 28 characters. What are the other ones? If I can remember this, then it's making sense to me. We've got three. We got the three wizards. We got Legolas. We don't have Legolas's father. Galadriel. We have Galadriel is Legolas's father. Ta-da! Another one. And this is a fairly good one. Boy, was she all over Rings of Power. That's a great show, by the way. She put a little too much makeup on her face, it looks like. Okay, one more. Let's see. We got Elrond. Do we have Elrond? We had Elrond. It was one of the first ones. Figwit. No, we don't have Figwit. I should have put Figwit in there. Also, Haldir. I'm sure we don't have Haldir, but we could have had Haldir. Okay, so no more elves that I can think of. Dwarves. There were lots of dwarves in The Hobbit. I could have added 5 more at least. Distinctive looking ones, and I'm not going to do that. Gimli was the only dwarf I added. Okay. Hobbits. It's got to be an extra person. Like maybe there's another orc or something, but I'm pretty sure that Shagrat isn't one of them. The Mouth of Sauron. That would have been nice, but we just call him Mouth. Hey, Mouth, how you doing? Grimaces. Grimace isn't in this. We're going to put Grimace in Lord of the Rings. What would we do with them? He's purple. He'd have purple all over his face. We've got enough characters with that. I cannot remember. This is so annoying. 27 only. No, there's got to be some way of remembering. Who is the other one? It's another one with a G in it. Could you find enough to fill out a full 33-member LOTR Masonic Lodge? Yes, I could add more, like I said, but... Treebeard. No, we don't have any more of those guys. The guy from the Past of the Dead. But I can't remember his name. And I'm pretty sure I didn't... Eomer, Eowyn, Faramir, Boromir. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm going crazy here. I have to look it up. It's gonna drive me crazy. No, I did that one. We did Denethor. That's annoying. That is so bloody annoying. There. That's a hobbit, but he doesn't count as a hobbit. And there he is. And it's because he's got an evil grin that he's Gollum and not Smeagol. We might do the Smeagol one as well. Who knows? But there we go. 28. We've done it. They're all there. Done. And just in time for daytime. Oh, rain. Pardon me. I got a drink. I have just spent 30 minutes. Gorf is a video game. If I create the Gorf picture... Wait, no, I don't have, but if I had the picture of the Gorf, alright, well anyway, down there, that's not it. Oh, you can see the fire all the way from here. Here we go again. Is it too far away to see it? There it is. Had to get this Roto. He's the roadie. The roadies are in Roto. No, and then if you want to get him out of the ground, you have to use a Roto Rooter. Boo! Okay, so what's going on with the Dwarven Embassy whose sign is also missing is I have not done a single thing, but I wanted to go there and look again, because the area where I was going to put a map, and I believe I mentioned it last episode, is, I haven't changed anything here, so I'm just going down here again. You know, when getting out of the rain. They should make umbrellas in the game. Oh, and somebody just suggested on the Middle-earth Discord, what would be the Middle-earth mod Discord. Not Middle-earth itself, which is a different Discord, which I do not belong to. The heck is that? Wait a minute, does it really look like that under... Oh, it's because it's half in there, because it's so far away that it's... all right. Somebody suggested that they create hoods, and that you can't see who... The name above the person's head vanishes when you've got these special hoods on, so nobody knows who you are. That's a great idea. And I wholeheartedly recommend it. All right, where am I going here? I gotta go down here. Up here. I don't know where I am. Pfft. I still love this room. I finished this room. I'm so happy. These a little less so. But it's a livable room. I haven't worked on that. Now, what was I looking for? Oh, yes, the room over here. Well, it's only 3 blocks high. So we can't put the Middle-earth map in here because it's 3 blocks high. We need a 3x4 or 3... So it's 3x5. That's no good. A 3x5 map. Or at most. Well, I made an 8x8 map. And it was too big. But I need one that you can see more clearly. And that's the problem. I can never find a place to pee there, though. Pee where? In there? That's because Minecraft people don't have to pee. They don't drink water. Oh, no, wait. They do drink potions, though. That looks weird. But then as you get closer to it, the stuff fades from it. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we have a carved pumpkin, we have a shulker box. What are we doing with that stuff? What are we going to do with the shulker box and the carved pumpkin? Well, what do we normally do with carved pumpkins? Yep, you guessed it. Make pumpkin soup. Why would you guess that? That's ridiculous. No, we're in this for the money. And 2 for the show. And we've already 3 the shulker box to get ready. Now, do I need to take something else somewhere else? I think I do, but I've forgotten what it was. No, I think that's it. Well, let's get going. Oh, boy. So now we're using 3 rooms out of the 8 rooms in the corners, and that's great, but we don't have the sliced idea. Do we have... Well, I had a carved pumpkin here already. Well, that's just great. Well, now we're down to 4 mine carts. There should be at least 5 mine carts here. I'll tell you what. We don't need a minecart as long as we don't have to travel back by rail or anything. We just make sure we've changed the respawn point to right there. And therefore we don't need the minecart, I think. Leaving all the doors open. I must have been raised in a barn. There was something I was doing in here, and I've forgotten what it was. I was sorting a bunch of stuff out. Let's see, how's this doing? That's empty. Why is that empty? The lighting is rather poor in here. Alright, can't we like put a light up here or something? Or well, that would make sense. Why not do that? Anyway, I've already looked at all this stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Don't we need Ender Pearls or Eyes of Ender? We don't have any Eyes of Ender. Or at least not there. Any Eyes of Ender? Oh, while we're here, let's look for more. 1 black dye, and we need those ink sacs. So take those with us. Okay. And while we're here, we should look up. Oh, and I don't think I've shown this, but I might have shown this already. Did I just see Max Headroom pop up on the screen for a split second? Yes, you did. That's Max Headroom. There is the egg. There is the egg of the Ender Dragon, the first egg of the Ender Dragon. That is the only one that we have acquired because we've only killed the Ender Dragon once, and I've moved it there. And we used to have a bedrock block there, but now I've moved the bedrock block over here. It's not lit up. Why is it not lit up? Oh, you can't put it anywhere. I'll put it there. And the idea is that any future bedrock blocks we get will become part of this nice pathway, which is completely and totally useless because it just goes out to here, which this is nice too, of course. Don't get me wrong. I like this to an extent. But my problem is I don't have a problem with amethyst. I just don't need to use amethyst right now. All right, enough of that. Excellent. Now I need to know where to find the egg. You could find the egg, of course, in the end once you've killed the Ender Dragon. All right, are there any books I can take from here? Because I'm obviously not books. I also need some lapis, actually. Let's take half the lapis. One book. Obviously, I've been using this. XP bottles. I think I'll leave them here. I wouldn't mind having some. Bows and swords. And have I got any of the... Oh, I got some books here. Yeah, I got to take these books and repurpose them. Put everything in the end. But this is nice to have this here. Just like a backup sort of thing. If something happens to the one in the end. Wait, we've got a Silk Touch? We don't need Curse of Vanishing. That would be stupid. Sweeping Edge. We need a Sweeping Edge. We don't have diamonds. Oh, I think I've already transported the diamonds. Okay, never mind. Never mind. So that's it. That's it we got here. Okay. Now we need to go get leather. Leather is important. I am short on leather. If I don't get leather, I can't have item frames, and I need more item frames. See, we had a map room over here, and there is our other map, and we got other item frames just sitting around, but those are placeholders. We have to keep them there. This is what this looks like where we fix the town over there. And we have to fix the town because we need to make an iron farm. I'm probably going to make the iron farm here or here or... No, that's the wall. If that's the wall, we have to make the iron farm over here. But I don't know if we've got enough space for that. It'll be a small iron farm. It'll just be for a couple of things. But we haven't moved the villagers there yet either, for a similar reason. And then we got stuff like this. What? Oh, I thought that was yellow for a second. Not yellow. Did I put sponges? That's one other thing I did was like, oh, I might as well show it off. We're here. I might as well show off what I've done. Why not? Gotta show stuff off before we build stuff. make stuff, and we're going to work on some stuff. I still love this. The idea of putting glass everywhere was an interesting one. We have tons of sand at the time. We can make more sand as needed. Awesome. Okay, what we've done is we've cleared out a lot so I could get some more iron. That's why we have all this iron in here. And so I watched all 12 episodes of Andor while doing this. No, it's just some of the episodes of Andor. But I watched the episodes of Andor, some of them, and while I was doing all this. And there's more. More is going to be dug out in future as long as we need more. This is empty, which is why I left it here. And I put all my stuff in here so I could have... Well, it's not in this shulker box. That's at the build site. Let's go up the stairs. And wait a minute. Before we go up the stairs, let's take this. In here. See if you can remember what this is before we get to it. A wooden nickel farm. Remember what this is? No? Well, whether you remember it or not, this is, of course, the underwater temple, which we have now cleared it out. We've removed all the doors, and we've removed all the water that was inside it. And we've made some corridors here, so into areas. There's still some areas that are up. You could hear it. There are still creatures outside, but I thought we didn't kill all the guardians. Though we didn't kill all the guardians, we have cleared this whole thing out. This goes up to... Well, it's dark up here. Why is it dark up here? Well, there's no point in it being dark in here. So, bloop. I wanted to check on this. That's the outside. Okay, let's try this one. That's also the outside. Ah! Wait a minute. 1, 2, wait, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This area was cleared out earlier at the very... Oh, there's somewhere we've got a ladder going into this area somewhere. All right, let's see where this goes. So it's... On 3 sides, it looks like the outside... No, this can't be the outside. This isn't the outside, so let's go through here and see what we got in here. Oh, it is the outside. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. I didn't clear it all out. I thought I cleared it all out, and I did not. I did not clear it all out, so that'll tell me, hey, you gotta clear this out. And then we gotta do the same with this, I guess. I cleared that out. Okay, so that's just the one in there. I don't have my sponges with me. The green light room. Anyway, this is interesting, but it's not that interesting. I've cleared out everything else. That's the important thing. Where's the big room? We gotta find the big... The hell is there dirt here? This is the entrance. And the entrance can fuck itself off. Pardon my English. If you could find a word better than that... Oh, what's this? Oh, wait a minute. Nothing there. Here it is. Here's the big room. And in here, I opened this up and there was some gold blocks in there. And I found more sponges. There was another room here somewhere where I went up and I looked up and there were sponges. More sponges in an area. This might have been it. Here we are up here. Let's see what we got. There's the ladder that went up here. And here's another ladder. I mean, here's another... Alright, we're done looking around here. We gotta get out. How do you get out? Where the hell is this? Why is this a dead end? That doesn't make any sense. Damn it. Alright, we're down. Oh, we still got 9 durability. That's good. That's good. Get me out of here, man. Oh! That's not. I gotta go this way. Ugh. No sponges, I don't think. Let's see if we still got the sponges here. Well, we got a bunch of junk. Let's... I might keep doors here, but it's going to be the birch doors. So take the oak doors. Leave the cobblestone and leave the charcoal. Alright. So now that I've got all the sponges, I think there's like 57 in total. I don't have to worry about... I have to worry about this. It will not go back in unless I push it. Push it real good. Alright. Now I got a lot of junk I gotta sort out or put somewhere. I'll just put it in the unsorted, really. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm a little busy tonight, as you could probably tell. I haven't cleared this out yet. I think the original idea was to have a second level for the crops, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. And the real problem isn't that there's a need for a second level for crops, but I think I was pissed off I wasn't getting iron from it. Alright. Door stay. Do I need any redstone torches? No. Arrows. Arrows? Well, leather! I'm gonna go get the frickin' leather. I promise you right now, I'm going to get the frickin' leather and nothing shall stop me. This way, Davis. The throne room. No, it's the art gallery. Oh! Oh, yes! Art gallery, huh? Huh? Wait, we can't use these for the... This is the other side of it. You can't put art on the walls here. Well, maybe we could have a second layer or something, or we could just change it back to regular smooth stone. And why is there a... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. What is that? There, we're down here. Oh, it's the crops. Well, once again, I've been prevented from going into... Don't worry, I got a secret pathway I can take here. Da 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 da. Something to tie the horses. I love this. We haven't made very much for clay tiling since this. This is nice. It's good for a roof, but it's also good for an entertaining... It's light gray, but it looks brown. Ah, yes. Haven't been here in a while. beautiful, and you get to see everything in the distance for a few kilometers anyway. Hey guys, look at all those cows. So they should have some leather, right? 12. Just 12 leather? Of which I can only take 11 leather? Alright, let's... Wait. Horses can't... No, that's horses eat carrots, right? Pigs? Pigs eat carrot. Okay. Just making sure. I don't want them to have... Yeah, here we go. $11 on that side. 12, 13. One more. 14. Done. Getting a little crowded in there, are we? Huh? You know you are. Yeah, I've got a lot of sheep. Come on down! Come on, move. 1, 2. No, don't go back in there. One more. Leave the kids in there. Push them out. One more. Stop! Any more? Any moo? That was it? Maybe one went into a different pen. No, there's no other ones here. All the other pens are closed. Dun, 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 dun. Well, 18's not too bad, I guess. We'll put one more in there because... And the raw beef got to go in here. Milk. Don't have milk in here. What do we got for this? 1. 10 down there. Ing Street. Why do we only have one of those? I don't know. Maybe the blue ones. I always know the blue ones. That's the good stuff. Horse armor. 1 horse armor. 1 saddle. I need more horse armors and more saddles than that if we're going to get anything done with the Middle Earth stuff. Well, we got to put the uncooked meat in there because we don't have time to let all that happen. So we got to put it down there, and we'll get back to it some other day. Alright, that's it for here. Not much for leather. Maybe there's more leather somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe I've got some leather facing something or other. Alright, time to head to the end. We can see through that wall thing. Are there any trees I want to take over to back to Middle Earth? There are some pretty good trees. The cherry blossoms, nah. I took some of those, so that's not a problem. So, yep, there's nothing we need. We're going back home. Okay, is there any way to look this up? Yeah, and I want to preserve these before they go bad. 9 is pretty bad, so the boots are the ones that are the most dangerous. In fact, I should probably take them off just in case. Ready to go to the end? Oh, and here's another thing. These are all the locations for everything, but you can't see the buttons, actually. That's kind of weird. You can't see the buttons. I mean, there's light here. The light should light up the buttons. Anyway, it looks okay normally. But what I was thinking was, I was thinking of making signs that said all the different locations with a picture of those locations, and I thought better of it. I mean, it's hard enough to keep track of all the other map art. To have to create map art for each area that we haven't even been to yet. Forget it. Now that's what loading terrain should look like. It shouldn't look like max headroom. It should look like outer space or something. And no, I haven't been working in here much. You know, it's just the usual junk. Oh, speaking of which. No, I haven't done anything here. And this building is still very sadly not finished, and we will work on it either on camera or off at some point. It would be better to do it off camera so we get to spend all our time working on Lord of the Rings, or rather the Middle-earth mod. But instead of going down here, and then jumping in here, and then taking... Speaking of which, do we have any... How many carts do we have? Oh, we got a lot of carts here. Since I want to add a minecart, I want to add a minecart to the other place. Off we go. Probably take it with us, I guess. I don't know. These haven't got their labels yet, but we just go up here. Voila. There, you can see the egg is missing. Wait, this isn't right. This is wrong. Where's the in-between? Great. Well, I'm still remembering, or not remembering, what we're doing here. He forgot, so he's got to go back in here. Weird imagery caused by nothing working. We want the Ender Farm. Voila! Ender Farm is still here. Now what we have done, I don't remember if I've shown this on camera yet, but we've installed Dropper, and the Dropper drops stuff out, and we just turn it off like that. And so we got our levels, but we've already got 40 levels, because, you know, that's how that goes. Okay, this is the part, I don't know if I've shown this before, but we're showing it today. Lapis, put the lapis in there. In fact, we got more. We got a bay for our shulker boxes over here. Yes, sir. It's going to take a while for me to remember everything. Leather and ink sacks. This is all completely messed up. Ender pearls. We're full of ender pearls there. Pending is... Oh yeah, we got diamonds. We made everything for it. This is going to be our main equipment, and that's why I only made one of everything. I am going to need to make a second diamond pickaxe for Silk Touch, though. So yeah, there's that. And we got 7 more. Let's we have Silk Touch, I think. Second one for Silk Touch, and we've still got 4 more we could use for some other thing. Alright, so we got this. This is fully maxed out. We got miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, just some Enderman heads. I get some Enderman heads. I don't know what to do with them. We might put them in there. We might not. It depends on what we need. And I don't know what we need. We got an extra anvil. Will these anvils go bad? Furnaces, stone cutters. You never know what you're going to need. You don't. Bookshelves for if we get some important books And this is going to be the Ender chest coming soon. But we don't have the Eyes of Ender needed for the Ender chest. Is it Eyes of Ender for Ender chest? Yes. We could get an Eye of Ender. We've got Ender pearls galore. And finally, for the first time, we've got enough room for all, and I mean all, of our different enchants that I can think of. And we've still got blank spaces for more enchants. There's stuff like protection, and this protection, and that protection, and this, and that, and the other. So let's look up Silk Touch. There it is. We have a Silk Touch. We got a Sweeping Edge. Sweeping Edge is needed so when we kill the basketball bozos. But where is Sweeping Edge? And we've already got a Sweeping Edge. And I think we don't want Sweeping Edge 2, so we might just keep one only. There we go. Alright, this was relatively easy to build. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? We got stuff in here. And that's what I want to talk about today. We've got stuff here, and we have to use stuff we have to make stuff out of this. Sandstone. The levers. I think we need something. I think we need the levers for something else. Let me take a drink while I think for a second. Okay, so we need 30. Well, we'll get back to that. All right, and so we got over here. We've got stuff that's the stuff that's downstairs is put upstairs. We'll have a collection chest downstairs, but up here is where we're going to put everything. And we have it downstairs. And this is our sugarcane farm. Well, this is the way that we were doing sugarcane farm, but I wanted it to be an automatic sugarcane farm so that while I'm doing one thing, they've got this thing going on. Also, I got this nice little space here where you can look out. Oh! You can't see through the glass pane if it's yellow. Oh, bloody hell. Well, it worked. It looked better without the shaders on. Let's take them off. There. And you can see we still haven't put the wall over there. That whole wall is not finished. There's so much unfinished to this place. So I wanted to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's good too. In fact, it would be better if we had it installed on that side. And then we could just have several different ones. But how do we do this? Oh boy. Let's see. 4 times 30. We'll take 2 of those. We'll take 2 of those. That's something else. We're going to be doing something with that. This. Now I gotta be careful not to overuse this stuff. First we need 30 pistons. And I've completely forgotten how to do pistons. 90. So that's 23. No. 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 There. That's pistons done. Wait, there's only 21. Wait, do I need more cobblestone? I wonder why I had that problem. Okay, so we've done that. And now we've got the problem of I've forgotten about the observers. It's that way. Oh, we don't have enough cobblestone now. Well, that's just bloody great. What else we got here? It's not going to be enough, is it? Alright, well, let's see what we can do. Gonna make 22. We need 8 more. We literally need 8 more, and I don't have enough cobblestone. Bloody hell. Alright. Gonna have to take some of the regular stone and turn it into cobblestone. Now, how do you do that? Well, there isn't a way to do that normally. Alright, so what we need are 6. 6 times 8, that's 48. We only need 48. There. Da 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 da. Needs must, as they say. Okay, so there's 30 of those, and we've got 30 redstone dust left over, which we need. And we need... Well, we're running out of room here. Let's put some stuff back in. Put our extra junk in there. Don't need these. Chests are needed for hoppers. But not 64 chests. 7. 7? We need 15 hoppers. Uh-oh. I think we needed 24 of these for, Oh, wait a minute. I know what the problem is. But that 12 is still not enough. Let's see what we got. Well, now we got too little left. Nine is not enough for the hoppers that we need. Oh, I mean for the remaining stuff we need. That's serious problems. That's some serious problems. I don't know what to say here. Okay, so we need 30 dirt. Need 30 dirt. Put the planks away. Cobble. Chests. We only need 2 chests to start with. Okay, then we gotta start putting down... Let's see, how many do we need? 30, 60... 15, 30, 45, 60. Yeah, we need 60, so that's... We got more just in case we need it. Alright, good. There we're getting the progress here. Yeah, normally I would just break the top 2 rows, but we're gonna get rid of the old farm and we're gonna try to automate everything. We are very, very short on iron right now, and that's why I'm being as careful as I can. But we need to get that iron farm, and so we're gonna have to eventually bring villagers. I know they don't want to hear this, but we gotta bring villagers to our overworld base. And then I have to find some way to AFK there, which is gonna be a real problem. Uh-oh. We're out of room. We weren't done. We had one more line left. Can't see through that either. We should be able to see through that to see the other side. See if we can... Yeah, so you can see it there. It was a nice idea. Nice. Good that from down here. Alright, so what we gotta do is... I don't want to break these things that are here. But we gotta make room for everything. There's gotta be... And we can't mess that up either. Well, let's see what we got down here. That's water. We need water down here, but we gotta move the water. We've got a space that we're gonna make for water. This is tough to get right. I don't want to screw it up. Okay, so you know what we're gonna need? We're gonna need all the dirt. Need all the dirt, and we gotta place the water. And what else? There's no room up here to have a water thing. It would be nice to have a water thing up here, but we just don't have the room for it. We got water going up above there. Let me show you what's up there. See, we got the birch leaves that are filled with water, and we use that so that the Endermen do not spawn on top of that. And so that's what we have here. Let's see all that there, and you can see the underneath has all this on this side. So that's the extent of that. This will never need to go that way because we have a base. I mean, we could go there, but we don't need to go there. And this is the way back. But what we have here is a problem. We got to figure this out. All right, so now what's below that water? It's another one of the student smooth da 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 da. So if I break this the wrong way, it'll destroy all that. That's no good. But we gotta break it. So we doubly, triply, quadruply make sure. Right. Okay. Here we go again. And now we've run out of space, so we gotta dig some on this. Oh, this is too dark. We gotta light the thing up in like 15 places here. All right. Looked like for a second there was still some water there. That would be horrible. Wait, there is still water here. Is that water logged? Yeah, it was waterlogged. Great. Well, I don't know what to do here. Keep running out of that stuff. Yeah, that's great. Maybe it would be better if we just fix the whole thing. It's gotta be worked on. Let's take one more line, because we obviously need one more line. Hour and 23 minutes? That's not too bad. Yeah, that just sticky out like a sore thumb, isn't it? Do I have any more smooth stones anywhere? Yeah, I've got some. I can probably get some. Alright. Gotta get a smooth stone somewhere. Where am I gonna find a smooth stone? Alright, see how many this will do while I take another drink. I need to calm down. I'm a little crazy today. Calm down, calm down. That's good. Nothing. All right, so what we'll need to do is we'll need to break everything. We need to see if there's any more hidden stuff like that. Like, what's this? All right, so there's no water problems here, and so we could do it. But if we're going to do the water in this thing, we got to figure out what we're doing wrong, how much of it to do is right, that sort of thing. Remember those episodes where I just walked around grabbing items that I dropped, thousands of items. Ugh. All right, so this is... I got an idea. Let's put another one there. In fact, while we're at it... Well, no, never mind that. I don't know what we'll do. We just need to do this for a short while. You don't want to put it there, though, because it'll waterlog that block. You got to put it here. There we go. And now we could refill these. Alright, so now what we need to do, and this is where it gets complicated. We're going to need to put it here. I don't know what we're doing here. How are we going to do this? I don't have much room here. Okay, so what we need is something that goes all the way across, but that doesn't go across, so we gotta fix that. I'm really running low on space. We gotta make some space here. The iron ingots, we can't use those. Put these away. Now we are out of space. We've got more chests for miscellaneous stuff, so that's not a problem. Trying to remember everything. That's the real problem. I know that's a problem. Actually, you know, it might be better if we left those in. I'm not sure this is a good idea either. Well, we got the room for it. Oh, wait, we go on this side to do these. More things being planned. We have to make do with what we have. Alright. So what we need first is we need slabs on the back so that we can go behind everything. So we can work on this. Okay, then we need the dirt. Wait, the dirt. Piston pushes thing over dirt. I lost count. Alright, next. Oh, and I'm just realizing, we need some carpets. I didn't take carpets with me. You guys. Let's make room for everything, shall we? There we go. Now, I don't know if this will work. As I've said in the forums on the Mental Block Discord, I'm not 100% sure this will work, and so I'm just testing this out. But the idea is to have something that automatically runs, and I'd like to see if it does work, but I don't know if it will. I think I forgot the glass too. We need glass. I also don't know why they want it to be mud and not dirt, because I think dirt works perfectly fine. So I'm guessing that they think that there's some kind of improvement that I don't really understand. All right, we're getting there. Okay, next is the sandstone. Has to go here. Next we have to have pistons on top of it. But it's facing the wrong way. need... And now we're getting into the trouble of getting up here. Oh, I just realizing this is going to be in the way. This is going to be in the way. So maybe we have to put him on this side? That's the road. We can't do the road. We can put something down there, but we can't do this because this is in the way, and this is stuff being pushed out there. We need to have observers on top of that, and then we need to have on top of the observers, I think, redstone on top of the observers, I think. Well, that was a nice idea, anyway. If we have to dig down one more level, we're going to be in trouble. Because then I gotta get another piston out, and well, it's a start. Yeah, because that's gonna get in the way of that. That's absolutely no good. We'll have to either move it down or we'll have to put it over here. Putting it over here makes the most excuse me, sense. All right then. Well, at least it's not a total loss, as they say. And we don't have to place the mud again. I mean, we don't have to make the mud all over again, is what I'm saying. But even if we can't make it there, well, we tried. All right, let's put this stuff here then. Sort of a temporary storage for everything. Don't need the glass bottles anymore, but we'll leave them there anyway. We don't need the extra torches, but we'll leave them lying around as well. We'll work on this off camera, or I'll have to get piston and dig down another level, another Y level, which I think we've got. We're on 17 here. And this goes down to 12. Yeah, we could go down a few more. So that's not a problem. Well, I was wrong, huh? Huh? And now I don't have enough iron ingots for making more, bloody hell. I know, that's just horrible, isn't it? And I forgot what the levers were for. Completely forgot. I'm gonna need more water buckets down there, too. More chests. I know I need more chests for something else, but I've forgotten what it was. More annoyances. And chiseled stone bricks, I was gonna use them for something. Actually, no, they would be better than sandstone. They'd be better than sandstone. So we're working on this in a weird way. Just put everything in there. Just everything. I thought, though, that I had enough iron, and I don't, and I'm upset about that. All right, so we just need... Alright, so that is that, and that is that. And there we go. Books. Books galore. Books galore. And lapis galore. Let's do some Let's do some enchanting and see what we got. Now, what we need, if I can remember everything that we need, then that's a miracle. What we need is mending. We have no mending books. We've got 2 silk we got 1 silk touch here, and we got 1 in the overworld. We only need 1 silk touch for now. We only need 1 sweeping edge, sword, and so we just need to get a lot of mending books. And I have had nothing but trouble with getting mending books. So, here we go. Fortune 3. Do I need Fortune 3? Fortune 3? Fortune? Oh, we need Fortune 3. Fire aspect, unbreaking. Right about unbreaking. We got plenty of unbreaking. Look at all these unbreaking 3s. And we can't get any higher than unbreaking 3. But we got 5 there, and we've got 10. We need to have 10 unbreaking 3s, and we've only got 5. So yeah, we'll need to make more. Obviously. Loyalty, no. Power, no. Efficiency, yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Very, very good. We got some efficiency 5s, but we don't have... Yeah, now I got 1 of each type. That's no good. Can't make 6. As many unbreaking 3s as we can. Oops, put them down here. Now we got 7, we need 10. We've got Depth Strider. Where's Depth Strider? Depth Strider, depth. Got some, need more. Alright. So different with the shaders. Look, there's carpet right here. We need 15 carpet, right? What the hell? Oh, we didn't get 30 yet. Alright, what do we need to do again? We need to get carpet. We've only got 2 carpet. We need more carpet. I wish I knew what else that gave. Yeah, it's just Bane of Arthur, the Arthur's pods. And Fortune 3. Which don't have very many fortunes, so that's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's all that this is. I don't need to bore anybody with this. But I need iron for more armor, and I've only got 9 iron. Where's the rest of my iron? So we're gonna go find some decent freaking iron. Alright, let's see. What have we got over here? Oh, you've been talking. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. Well, aren't you the fortunate son? That ain't me. I'm not the fortunate son. It's the end of the overworld as we know it. We'd like... There we go! I must have put them there accidentally. And there's some carpet. Crying out loud. And we got diamonds. I don't even need diamonds. I do, however, need to replace my sword. I don't have mending, though. There's another diamond pickaxe. Is there anything else here I could use? Nether stars. Why do I have 5 nether stars? How do I have 5 nether stars? Oh, I was killing... Oh, yeah, okay. Trying to remember these things. I don't remember anything. Crazy life. Crazy ideas. There's some smooth stone. I could have used that earlier. More hoppers. I could have used those earlier. Take them with... Never know. Never know. Gonna need more hoppers, so I'm gonna need more chests for those more hoppers. There might be mud here somewhere, actually. Wouldn't that be weird if it turned out we already had mud somewhere? Dark oak logs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig down one more, aren't I? There's one thing I do not want to do. I'm gonna fall into the void and get killed. Better with that off camera than on. As you know. Ah! Wrong one. Okay. Yeah, how are we going to do this? We got this stuff on the bottom, then we got that and that. And then there's a level above that, and then we need to put... I'm going to need to dig this down one further, and to do that I'm going to have to... Well, one thing I could do is I could just put... I've done this before. Put a whole bunch of pistons all over the place. Activate all the pistons, which pushes everything down one. And I don't need to do all of them, but I need to do just enough of them. That's a long task. I don't know how we're going to do that. Alright, let's see here. Uno. Dos. Now we need to make another diamond sword, but we're really short on diamonds. I gotta be really careful about this. We're going to need 2 diamond swords eventually anyway for that. So we might as well make the last 2 with the last 2 diamonds. Alright, so now what we need to do... Let's put this back in the bay for the moment. Alright. I'm glad with Unbreaking 1 or Unbreaking 2. What do we got in here? Yeah, so Unbreaking 1 or 2 is good. But I want to see if I can get Unbreaking 2. Feather Falling is good. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm just doing this to see if we could get mending. I don't want mending. Ooh, sharpness 1. But if it's not sharpness 1, I wouldn't do these unless I could get mending. Fortune 3 is pretty good actually. Alright, well... yeah, let's just put everything back. There. Yeah, we need protection on this stuff. Oh, you idiot. You're supposed to do that one. Great, ruin that one forever. Fire protection 4, that sounds pretty good. Unbreaking 3, we are going to do that. Oh, and protection 4. Awesome. Okay, next. Yeah, but that's got unbreaking. On the other hand, we've got a lot of unbreaking. Oh, fire protection 1. All right. Silly. All right, let's think here. Let's take these back in here. You never know. Unbreaking 3. There has to be mending. It must be mending. If we don't get mending, there's no point in doing these. I don't even know if you could get mending from doing these, actually, so we'll probably put them back. This is worth a shot, anyway. Alright, so we need to have... well, let's just do some unbreaking 3s. I mean, we got the unbreaking 3s. Need 3 of them. That's 6. Now, what about this? Oh, that doesn't do it. What kind of protection do we got here? Okay, we got fire 4, feather falling 3, which we probably don't need. Regular protection, so we need blast protection. Do they have projectile protection 5? No. 11. Yeah. $16. I thought it was 11. Now they're saying 16. Oh well, I might have gotten it wrong. All right. That's pretty much all I need. And I just put away the projectile. Oh, I haven't done projectile. Well, I screwed that up, huh? Can't put two different kinds of protection. So now I don't have a projectile protection on any of this armor. That's bloody annoying. So now I've got what? Fire, blast, fire, and regular. Well, it has to be, I guess. Has to be. Welp. Welp. There's no point in keeping the old ones around. But you never know when we can combine them or something. I don't know yet. Repairs and pending and... Yeah, let's set this up as repairs. Actually... That was dumb because we could put them over here. All right. I'm going to have to move everything down one, and I don't want to do that on camera. I'm going to fall to my death. Well, that's great. I put the wrong one away. Watch out for Jason Bourne, then, with your projectile vulnerability. Well, I needed my I don't know. I'm pissed off now. I am very pissed off. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just so pissed off. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Well, that's great. That's great. How do I fix that? I gotta fix that now. Do I got any vertical slabs downstairs? No. This is great. This is just great. One bad thing after another. Lucky that I was able to figure that out. Alright. Ugh. Just ugh. Where's the way back? Taking it. We're going back home. I've had it with this place. Nothing makes any sense. Oh, and I forgot you guys. Well, forget you guys. Alright, well, you know what? If I have to, I'll put them back here. Just... Location obstructed. That's just great. I'm telling you, this is... I am so unprepared for everything right now. At least I know where everything is. Alright, let's get home. Get back to Middle Earth. Do the stupid Middle Earth thing. Rip. Alright, where is... Let's see, there's more of these I gotta do. Da 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 da. It's 2 hours. It's been 2 hours since I got here, and it is still good. Sandstone I gotta put away. I don't know where to put those away. Yeah, mess with the ink sacks with these things. These are things. These are things. We need more stakes. $54. Actually, we should probably keep this over here so we could use, so we can fill it up later on when these are. But we gotta drop our stuff off. We don't have a chest. It'd be great if we had like a chest we could just dump stuff into, and then it would sort it all out, and then we'd sort everything out here. We can't do that though. There's a lot of junk sitting around here. I don't know what we could use for things. Slabs, no idea. Cobble don't go here. Look how low we are on cobble now. I know, isn't that just terrible? Alright, so we need... It's not enough room. Just have to accept this. That's all this is. That's all this is just do stuff like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And then we got some cobble over here, so I can fill that up. Oop, wrong place. Alright, we are making progress. Alright, so now what we gotta do is we gotta... Well, my real problem is we need to test larger areas than 3x3, and we can't do that here. So anything that we want to make that's any larger than 3x3 in this area, we can't do it. Now we can go... Oh boy, this is getting convoluted. Convoluted. Okay, now we go to... Well, who would stay here? Gandalf comes here once in a while, but he's... Unless there's like another wizard we don't know about. Sounds like the devil's dinner party when you're near all this internet. I'm sorry, I'm not reading these messages right now. I'm very sorry about that. Having some problems with being a little crazy here. All right. Okay, as you can see here, this is how many concrete powder we need. It's 9.5 stacks, I think it is, but we'll do 10 stacks. And so you can just see how far we have yet to go. And I'll be honest, I don't know. Not that one. Actually, does this have a... We need to put a pumpkin in here. Carved pumpkin is needed in here. Alright, so what is it? 32? No, 16. Yep. Long way to go. Can't work on this until we got that done. Alright. We've done it. It's been 2 hours, but we'll continue a little bit more. Because I got some crazy stuff still being worked on. I rarely get to use these corridors. These corridors are not being used for anything. I wished I could have used them for something. It was a nice idea. Get our new armor with 3 kinds of protection. It's the only way to fly or drink. Uh-oh. You do not want to hear the sound of a spider in Middle Earth, because it'll be one of those kind of spiders. Yeah, we should have had this area lit up, and I've not done that. It's this way. It's through there. Maybe it's up there? Okay, here's all the stuff I've gathered. That's what spent the most time here, is I spent a lot of time gathering crap. Just a lot of the stuff came from the overworld. Not the stone, not all the stone. But you had stone bricks and some vertical slabs, and so we're gonna do vertical slabs right now. But first, well, I don't know what's going on here. That can go up there. We don't need stone axes. In fact, we don't need any of these at all, really. Alright, so if I need any of those, I've got them there. Now we haven't raised this up yet. This is going to be raised up, but we're not doing that right now because I'm still working on all this other stuff that's got to be done. Let's start at this end. Where's all the rest of it? Oops. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could do 4. 3, because we gotta have extra space. Gotta go down this way. La da 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 da. What do you want? Oh wait, I gotta go up. Wrong place. Anyway, there's a spider here, so we're scared of it. You gotta go around here. There we go. But I've completely forgotten. I think this goes out a certain distance. We'll see what happens. The days are bright and filled with pain, and close me in your... Yeah, see, this is the next height on this one. All right. Well, it's been a real slice of I don't know what. Yeah, you just try getting in here now. That's a Far Side joke. We'll see if that dog gets in here. Great Wall of China. Oh, and regeneration. There's, as you know, on that side, I have a beacon on the fireplace. It's the mod that adds that where the fireplace adds regeneration to the area. I'm fine with it, but you know, if you don't want it, if people don't want it on the server, that's fine. I want to have an episode on the server where I go exploring, and I want to go exploring after they've re-added this stuff. After they've re-added, after Ufmo has added my build. And then I'll go exploring and see if I can make my way back there to Hobbiton, all the way from Minas Tirith. That's gonna be a really long episode. In fact, it may not be possible to do that in one episode, and so that will be very interesting to see what happens. Meanwhile, somebody on YouTube has all of the number one songs from the 1960s in one video file. Of course, it's not the entire songs, it's just snippets of each song, so as to avoid copyright strikes that kill the video or even the takedown. And I was like, I gotta see all these songs. And it's interesting because it's a Billboard, but it's not the regular Billboard Hot 100, of which these are the top. It's the Billboard record sales, highest charting singles based on sales. And that's kind of annoying, because it's not quite perfectly what we had for what they had for the singles charts in the 1960s, but it's close. Close but no cigar. And so what we have are songs that are mostly in the correct locations on the charts, but there's a few that mess around. So there's a couple of songs that are battling it out, and so one week it's one song, and the next week it's another song, and then the other song goes back to the top. Stuff like that. I'd heard of most of these songs before, of course. What is that? It's a tree? This goes higher than the tree, right? I was really surprised at how good some of those songs are there were even a couple of them I'd never heard before. There's this one with a woman playing a guitar, and I think it's just a woman playing a guitar. And I was like, wow, that's an interesting song. Never heard of it before. And also you think like there's a song came out in 1967, but it really came out in 66. And then there's Chubby Checkers The Twist. There's that's one of the more important songs in the history of all music, because it caused everybody to say, hey, let's stop calling it rock and roll. Let's start calling it twist music. And I didn't know about this until more recently, a couple years ago. And it's like, yeah, we don't want to call it rock and roll anymore. We'll call it the twist. And what's weird is the snippet of the music video of him playing the twist or singing the twist. He's actually not twisting. He's just standing on the stage and he's doing a little strange move with his hands, and he's some weird dance. It's like he doesn't know how to do the twist and sing it at the same time. That was kind of weird. So it goes on the charts, and then there's several songs that go on the charts after that, and then the song comes back to number 1 on the charts. And they even used a different video. It's like it was a different recording of it or something. I wouldn't be surprised. So the song became a big hit a second time after the first. That doesn't make any sense. And then immediately after that, there's a song that becomes number 1 called the Peppermint Twist. And that's what had happened, was there were all these copycat songs. They were copyrighted too, but they were also copycat songs of people trying to do this kind of twist and that kind of twist, thinking they could, capitalize on the twist. Because that's what happened, is they were trying to use that to replace rock and roll. Ugh. Now all I need to do is read about Rakacha, which is apparently a combination of rock and roll and the cha-cha dance. And that's the thing. Rock and roll isn't about a dance. That's why they couldn't keep calling it the twist or anything like that. It has to be rock and roll. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's right. I don't know what I was thinking. And so there's a Frank Sinatra song, and he already looks middle-aged, and I think he was middle-aged by then. And then a couple years later, he's got another hit with his daughter Nancy. And of course, that's fine. They could do that. It was probably at his insistence. I wouldn't be surprised. But the weird thing is, his hair turned jet black, or maybe even Vanta black. He's dyeing his hair. You can just tell. All right. Well, I found that very funny because we're talking about a man who has been called the chairman of the board. I think I'd rather have listened to the chairman of the excited. But yeah. Yeah, Nancy Sinatra looked like, oh man, I don't want to be here singing with my dad. It's so embarrassing. These boots should have been made for walking out of the studio. Uh-oh. Bill Maher mentioned a twist in a recent episode of Real Time. I don't watch or listen to Bill Maher. Regarding the album, the twist getting some kind of lifetime award recently. Oh, that's nice to know. I think Chubby Checker's dead. So it would be his family or somebody. Didn't I have a bed out here somewhere? Do I gotta go all the way down to that house to sleep in a bed? Yeah, I don't really need a bed, but it's like, yeah, look at that. It's all dark in here. Can't see a thing. That kind of thing is annoying. All right. How are we going to do this? 6, 4, so it's got to be 5, but it's not 5. 7, 5 is 12. No. We'll do 10. Well, it is an important song anyway. Bloody annoying that they tried to change it. I mean, it's bad enough that too many credits are fake. Like the producer says, I want part of that credit action. Oh, come on. producers wanted credit for the song, and they didn't write the song, but they want writing credit anyway. Co-writing credit. There's so much crap in the industry. Somebody should have been able to stand up to them. There should have been laws passed immediately when people started complaining about that they weren't getting enough royalties because somebody was stealing them, kind of thing. That kind of thing is so annoying. Mars said that the org needs to apologize to every artist who ever had more than one hit. Then showed the Twisted Period charts over and over during those original years, but no other song from him. That's not the worst of it. You know what the worst of it was? In England, there were songs. Why did I go down here again? In England, there were songs that they couldn't, or they didn't feel like they were capable of releasing them. 1, 2, 3. They couldn't. They had a reason not to release these songs in the UK. And so what they would do is there was like a union rights thing. And so that they would, instead of getting the song from the American record label, the English would just buy the rights to the song. I'm not sure they even had the rights to the song. And would just have somebody else sing the song and release it themselves. And it would be one of their musicians' union. I gotta take a drink. I've got a sore throat. Musicians union guys. And so what they would do is they would have guys singing these songs and performing them, but they were mostly jazz performers and they hated rock and roll. So they didn't really care to get the notes right, the chords right, the songs right, the lyrics right, anything. And so these songs were not going anywhere on the charts. And it took a couple of years for people to say, hey, we want the originals by the original artists. These guys from America. Meanwhile, so many of these popular songs in the US did not become popular in the UK, and it was too late to release them in the UK because they were out of fashion. And so meanwhile, that's how the Beatles became popular. They were playing rock and roll good. And they were playing the songs that you couldn't get in the UK. Well, you could, but importing them and other complications and things. So much was obscure and was not being played on the radio. Yeah, no other song. There were other songs by Chubby Checker. Let's see. Chubby Checker, Psycho, Belgians in the Congo. Where did it start the fire? That was by Arthur Lee. No, Arthur Brown, sorry. Arthur Lee was the frontman of Love. This was Crazy World of Arthur Brown. See, I get this wrong. Can't remember everything. Now I gotta look at that video again so I can look at that one woman who had the one song that was just her and a guitar, and it sounded interesting. A lot of the songs are terrible on that video because they're performances where there's people screaming at them, i.e. Beatles stuff, or other groups. There's just a lot of that going on. Probably the worst genre. I haven't heard any Rakacha songs, so I don't know what those are about. But there's a song, there's of course Calypso. And if I remember correctly, there was like only 1 or 2 Calypso songs released that got on the charts. You know, you got Banana Boat, and there's a song about the Calypso beat, something. I've forgotten that one. And that's it. That's it for the genres. And people creating genres to try to defeat rock and roll because they don't like it. It's like you have the right to like whatever you like, but so does the buying public. And that was the problem. What are you going to do about that? You can't force people to take Rakacha or whatever they had. I don't know any cha-cha songs for that matter. Something da-da-da, cha-cha-cha. Besame mucho. And it's not a cha-cha song. Yeah, so much garbage out there on the charts. People who couldn't sound like Americans playing rock and roll sounding like British. Nothing wrong with that, but they weren't making an affectation of the music the way they thought the way that the music should have been. They had their own style to it, and so they had their own way of singing it, their own way of playing guitar on it, and it was all wrong. I hope never to show anybody any examples of that, because that is a terrible thing to have to sit through. Imagine an American trying to perform like Lonnie Donegan or something, and you get some kind of idea about it. Of course, I don't know if any Americans would do terrible with Lonnie Donegan. I liked how Motown R&B continued through the 60s. They didn't fall victim to let's just do rock and roll, get the guitars out and everything. I like that. At least at least others are trying to keep their sensibilities. Whether it's any good, it depends on the song. Yeah, I got to listen to some songs I hadn't heard in years. One of the songs was Petula Clark's Downtown. Now, of course, that's a good song, but it was... The interesting thing about that song is I think that if anybody had made a song titled Downtown at that point in time, before that song or instead of that song, that it would have been a number one hit. Because it's this word that nobody was singing. Nobody sang the word downtown in a song before that I know of. And so it just sounds like something. Of course, it is actually a good song outside of just having that one word in it. And I thought the Shadows had a number one song, and they didn't. In the whole of the 60s, it was just the Tornadoes with Telstar. Nothing by the Shadows. That was a surprise. Now, the guy who did that video says he was doing videos from the 40s to I don't know when the charts came to an end for as far as he was concerned. But he's only done the videos up to the end of the 60s. And I don't really want to listen to the 40s and 50s. You'll get Elvis Presley in the 50s, but I don't know about the rest of it. There's probably not very many good songs in the 40s that I should want to care to listen to. On the other hand, there might be some nice surprises, like some of the, Bobby Darin might have a number one on there and I didn't know it. And Vaughn Monroe might have something. But then you're going to get stuff like Hoagie Carmichael or something. What's his name? Can't remember the guy's name. What was that guy's name who did that song? Can't remember his name. Anyway. Musical education has to wait. I've got a bazillion other things to do. Other videos to watch. But I finished watching Andor, and that was a lot of fun. They told the tale. And I was under the impression that it was going to be 5 seasons, because it was 5 years. It starts out 5 years before, so you're thinking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they didn't do that. It should have been 1 year per season. And instead, they decide that, I guess they decided that Diego Luna, or maybe some of the females or something, they're going to look too old if they wait a year, and maybe there wasn't enough of a story. And I'm like, fine, but it's like 2 seasons instead of 5 seasons, instead of Frankie Valli. That's how she be. What do we got? 2.5 hours? We could go a little longer. My clicking isn't working. My clicking is not working very well. I cleaned the mouse pad and it still looks filthy. Maybe I need to scrub it harder or something. Yeah, I saw that text. Yay. Yay what? Getting to be daylight. Need another drink. Keeping me awake at work. I'd love to help keep you awake at work all the time. Very unfortunately, I have too much downtime between these things, and for a very good reason. It's just not going to work out for me. Wait, no, I gotta do this side. Uh-oh. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. We don't want to do that. What is that? It's a bad shadow, that is. Why? Why is there a shadow like that? Boo. Yeah, so I've got a choice of viewing. Number of things to watch that I haven't watched in ages. Number of things to watch that I haven't yet watched, like the rest of Naruto Shippuden. I don't know what to really watch. There's just so much. I gotta watch it before the world comes to an end, if it comes to an end. And it looks like, it's politically it's certainly horrible. Even if it's not the end of the world, it'll be the end of this civilization, and that amounts to the same thing if you can't survive. But this isn't about necessarily the world. It might just be me. What block is that? Packed mud. Can you grow stuff on packed mud? Oh, and that's it. It's mud because it's not water. Oh, that's right. We have to do water. We have to have water underneath the mud. Wait, do we need to have water underneath the mud? To grow the reeds, not the reeds, the whatchamacallits, sugar cane. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up again. It's been too long. I'm a little messed up right now. I'm always saying that too. That's the worst part about it. Been a couple of weeks since I watched an episode of Naruto. I'm sorely behind on those. I was watching a few. I just, you got those channels you watch, and then you're like, I gotta watch the stuff that's on those channels when new stuff comes out, and so you end up watching that, and then you're like, I can't be bothered to watch something unless I can watch like 5 episodes of it or something. Even now, it's 6 o'clock. Even now it's 6 o'clock and I don't know if I'm going to have time to watch anything. I don't know if I could get any work done anywhere because it might rain. Rain has been horrible. It's too much rain lately. And like Taco Redneck said on the Discord, hey, it's very cold, It's in the here it's in the 50s. I don't know where it is. What it's like where he is, but yeah, it's very cold. And I love that. I mean, I'm saying he's jinxing it, but that's just a joke. Obviously, I don't know what happens. But if it's going to be cold now, that suggests that it's going to be swelteringly hot this summer. And it scares me. I wonder if it would all have been better if I had the refrigerator in the basement. Because that way the refrigerator might not break down because it'll be cooler in the basement. No, it'll be a refrigerator in the basement. Interesting question. But preparing meals would take longer. You know, you get stuff out of the fridge, gotta take it upstairs to the kitchen. Unless I made a kitchen down here, but then I'd start eating down here. Dinner and stuff, and... Yeah, I'm short enough on money. I can't do stuff like afford a new fridge. Or if the roof gets a hole in it, I probably can't repair it. Can't afford repairs on my roof, probably. Like my next door neighbors who do have holes in their roof. It's horrible what's going on in this neighborhood, and you know, everybody's doing everything they can to try and save money, and this is the sort of thing, you know, you do stuff you don't run the vacuum cleaner as often because that uses up electricity, and so the place gets overall dirtier, although you still do vacuum once in a while, you know, stuff like that. The things we're going to be doing to try to save money are going to get more and more ridiculous. There's already so many things I don't do that I probably should have been doing. Well, when the money runs out, that's it for me. Maybe a couple years left, and that's about it. So, better get this stuff done as soon as I can. Every day that I'm not physically having to do some kind of labor or chore, as I have to spend as much time on building these walls and preparing for all the other things I have to finish building, and there are a lot of those. A lot of other things. The zero map needs stuff done. I've just destroyed all my files for the custom paintings. And I haven't even converted my zero map over to Fabric so I could use the image to map mod. Because they don't have a NeoForge one for that. So much to keep track of. How do other people do this? How do other people do this? It seems impossible. 1, 2, 3. You know, it'd be better if I You know what I'm thinking? I think I did this, and I didn't do it here, and I think I'm doing that because I'm trying to figure out which one looks better. This looks better, but it's hard to get out like that. 1. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, you said that. Keep looking over to the side, and what did I not see? I didn't see it. If there's a room and some storage space for me, I could live with you and pay rent to you. There isn't. There isn't. You're a very good friend. You're a better friend than I deserve, even. But there just isn't room. I've got too much junk. I'd have to throw out the junk. I don't have time to throw out the junk. It would be better for me if I moved into an apartment, paid off the house, or sold the house, made money off the house. If there are even people who can still afford a house, and then just live in the apartment, then I'd have enough. But that's just not going to happen either. Thing is, though, you couldn't pay rent to me because you have to. How are you going to commute all the way to the city you live in? You almost got me saying what that city was. I know you like your privacy. I don't think you want to mention where that city is, but I'm the kind of guy who would say it absent-mindedly. Ninja. Sell your property for a fortune, live in a condo. Yeah, see, that's the point, is I could find an apartment maybe, but I'd have to pay a lot of money, and it would just extend my life maybe a year, maybe 2 years at the most. So I'm like, nah. And the amount of work has to be done. I have to not only sell the house, I have to throw away like 75% of my stuff, or sell it, and I don't want to. And it would take too much time. It would take me about 5 years to sell all my video games at their market value. I don't want to sell them, but I would. And then I'd just get into trouble. I'd sell something, and then they're like, well, the battery died. And I'm like, well, replace the battery. I sold it as is. Now you don't want it because the battery, I don't want to deal with any of that. I've still got my father's artwork. He was a professional artist, and he also had made some paintings in the 60s and 70s. And I got a whole bunch of his work, and that stuff's probably worth thousands, and I can't sell it because I have to spend money to buy frames for that stuff, and then I have to put the notice out there in the art magazines, and I'd have to buy the art magazine, and then I'd have to get people coming over to my house or wherever I have it to look at the paintings, and it's like, no, this isn't what I want. I'm not doing it. It's a time crunch issue. Oh, you're not getting in here either. You'll have to go over to the you have to go back over to the entrance. Not where I currently am. Unless you could work from home. Unless you could work from home, I don't see how you could pay the rent. Unless you had your job. It doesn't matter. It's just not going to happen. There just isn't room. I could make room in the garage, but that's no good. The garage is freezing during the winter, and it's not a heated garage. That's no good. I wouldn't subject a friend to something like that. Itchy nose. The nose always itches when I'm in the middle of repetitive task for which you could fall to your death. This is repetitive. You'll notice I got some of this done off camera since last episode. It's not the stuff I want to get done. The repetitive stuff is good for off camera as long as you can keep track of what you're doing. I'm going to have to end this early. I can't go 4 hours this time. I can't. Let's see, what else hasn't been talked about lately? I went to buy my usual Burger King meal, and instead of $10.17, which is too much, they wanted $11.27. And I was like, that's it, I'm going to stop coming here. I'll just have to do without burgers or something, or find a cheaper burger joint. And then I realized that they had actually rang up a double Whopper, not a single Whopper. And I was like, that's just annoying. Make a mistake like that. But what up? And it's okay, you can tell people that I live in Nantucket. There once was a friend from Nantucket. Who wanted to live in Miami. Has nothing to do with Limerick's True, because this stupid thing doesn't rhyme. Where was I? Double Whopper. And so what I did was I said, oh yeah, you know that I usually have a regular Whopper. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. I could have sworn you said it. Well, I didn't say anything. She was trying to remember my order. It's one of those things is they try to remember my order so I don't have to say it. But it's like, I want to say it because that way they get it right. But they do try to remember, and sometimes they succeed in remembering, especially some of the people who I think they're interested in me, but I don't want to get into that because they probably aren't, and I'm just imagining that they're almost flirting with me. Nah, I don't know. Anyway, I am not flirt worthy like I was when I was in my 20s or late teens, is all I can say. And anyway, and so she's like, okay, so I'll give you your $1.10 back. Here it is. Okay. In cash. Okay, fine. You don't want to put it back on my debit card. Okay, fine. That's your choice. Da, 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 da. You know, but what am I going to do with $1.10 in cash? It's like losing the money anyway. And then they already made the double Whopper, so they just gave me the double Whopper. So it's like, I already had it. I should have just been allowed to pay for it. You know, $1.10 for an extra burger patty is actually pretty good. Because theoretically, if I had burger patties, buns. If I had buns at home, I could just take one patty, take it home, and have a separate burger on a separate day or something. So I had to eat an entire double Whopper right there, and oh, that was too much for me. I felt sick the rest of the day. Oop. Alright, I think since we're approaching the 3-hour mark, I'm going to see if I can raise this up. But I screwed up because I don't remember if I raised it, if I have that going all the way up, or it's just part of the way up, or so I got to go over there and look. Up. Okay, this is 89. And I got to do this. So we get to watch those nice colors while I'm looking at this. I can't see a thing. Yeah, the problem is this is 89, but on the other side it's 92. Or rather, this goes up to 88, and you have to go one higher. But on the other side it's 92. So I don't know what we're doing here. Actually, it's probably okay that we do it that way, that we have them at different heights, and we just have the tower go above those heights, and then it won't matter too much. It'll look off, but it'll be okay because it won't be too tall on one side, because the south side goes up to 87, and I have to have that go up to 88. Okay, so but you see the problem is 89 isn't correct either. See, this is 80, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 higher, and so 88 88 plus 5 is 93. This has to go up to 93. And it didn't. Well, I think we should just raise everything up to 90. So let's see what we can do here. Let's get the ones that are the regular bricks. Come on. And we need some ladders. Yeah, here's some ladders. They're the metal, the new metal kind of ladders. I have a metal ladder in the garage. I'd have to remove it from the garage if you were to stay in there. You must be giving the flirty person your big tip. Nobody gets tips at a Burger King. It's you pay the cost and that's it. I'm not against tipping, but I mean, they should just have all costs, including tips, should be required to be just in the price of the meal itself. Well, what they should do is just pay their employees a proper amount. Okay, so we got... All right, what was I saying? 88 plus 5 is 93. Citation needed. As long as he's not trying to steal anything from me. Wait a minute, do we have any female hobbits? I'm not remembering any female hobbits. Alright, here we go. The correct height. Fall to my death. Hey, look! They've got Unbreaking 3! I want efficiency on. For some reason, I keep thinking I should be able to put efficiency on these things. How would they be more efficient exactly? I'm telling you, there's something seriously wrong with me. Okay, these are just regular. Oh no, there's slabs on that. That's a slab. Wait a minute. Well, it shouldn't matter. What's on this side? Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got here, if anything. Stone tiles we don't need. Stone bricks we need. Stone brick stairs, and we'll need some... There we go. Nice little collection of junk. Agreed. Tips were just a scam to allow rich to get better service. But now if you want even the base service you're paying for, they want a tip on top of that. Well, what they do, and I've seen this, they give you an iPad or whatever those things are, some kind of pad thing, and they let you push a button on there and it says how much your tip is, and you can select no tip, but sometimes they make it hard to do that. So the question is, are we doing this? One of these. That's actually not a bad idea. You can jump on that, but it's not that big of a thing. All right, so let's fix this here. Oh, it goes a little higher than I thought here. Okay, so then we have this. And then that there. This hasn't been very well thought out. Let's look at this on this side. I want to get this done so I could go Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. We'll have to do this manually. Like that. Don't have any stone brick. Well, we'll do those later, I guess. What's this? What's this? We were doing that? That's disappointing. Oh, it's because it was the top one. It was the top one. Okay, fine. It has to be the top one. All right, here we go. Wait, we got stairs? That one is stairs? Well, I guess that makes sense. Can we just do slab on this side, though? But then we gotta do that side the same way. Oh! Well, that's not too bad. Could be worse. And we gotta do that on that side too? I think tips are a nice idea, but the problem is how they sometimes require something that isn't going to necessarily work. Alright, so now the idea is what? What was the idea? If I can't remember the idea, then I can't continue this. Well, it's just got to be more of that. And I got to make some, if I can find any. Andesite's no good. Alright, so we got to just do that. And this is full blocks. And then we do that, that, that. And that. And then we got to do this here, I think. Like that. That's stone bricks, though, but that's stone brick slab. But we don't need that to be a... Oh, wait, maybe we do. All right, so we got 3. We need it to be 3 and not 4. And then we could just have one of these like this, because that way it'll have a little lip underneath this, like this, sort of thing. That's pretty good. Oh, wait a minute. I'm wrong. It's not 93. It's not 93. It's supposed to be that plus just a couple of them. All right, I'm going to have to go over there. I have to go over there, see what we got. We're at the 3-hour mark, so I'm going to just do that, come back, and just call it a day. There's only so much we can do in one episode. There's just... I'm failing a lot today. You know, I was gonna have a... I was gonna have my automatic whatchamacallit farm working, and I didn't get it working because I need to lower the space. So 93 was wrong. Four, 5, 6, 7. Here it is, the tallest part. And so what we need it to be one more with a 2 height, and then we put a stone brick there. And so that's actually 91. It's actually 91, not 93. Okay. See if I can hold on to this without falling off. With just one hand on the controls. Don't touch the mouse. Alright. Okay, now it can touch the mouse. Don't remember that pool over there on the right side. So it's supposed to be 91, not 93. Okay. Okay. What? Yeah, but. Alright, so this is going to have to be what it is, even though that doesn't make any kind of sense. I like the idea that maybe you could try to look up there or something. But this is too high up. We gotta lower it. Oh, that was fine. How did that happen? That's a little better, I think. Of course, how am I going to get up there? I have no idea. Get more of these handy. Climb up to the top, she talks, and banners unfurl. Well, let's get some more of these in here. How did that happen? Oh. Oh, can't do that one like that. There you go. So that's workable for now. All right, now we gotta get rid of that. That's nice though to have one like that. But if we want it to go all the way up, that's gonna be something. It might be a good idea if we made some kind of. It looks like a drawbridge or something underneath this thing, and so we're gonna work on that. But first, I have to actually go up there and remove what we got. No damage yet. You know, this doesn't look like it's got... I noticed that some of these look like they've got the purplish and some of them don't. Some of them, like, it's like it vanishes or something. Alright, so it's at that level that we got this. Bloop. Yeah, birch should be a problem, but if we could get, like, dark... Is it dark oak or... Trapdoor, spruce, or dark oak. I think spruce would probably be better. Where's the birch? I mean, beech. Sorry, not birch. Birch is terrible. That's birch right there. Beech. Beech. It's kind of grayish color. Beech trapdoor. I can't see the details. We might want to do that one. I don't know. Alright, so let's see what we got. Okay, so this... It's gonna look stupid. Alright, let's do it this way. This is also going to look stupid, but let's... And that's why it looks stupid, because there's no lip there. There's just that. Man, it could be worse, I guess. Well, we could lower the lip. We can and will lower the lip. Almost done. Don't give me no lip, mister. Not much of one, but it's there. If you're probably not going to see it, though. It might have been better if we had a double-sized one, but that's not a big deal. Oops. Don't need this anymore. Okay, so now we gotta... Oh, we can't go up. Hold on. Well, that's something. Okay, here we go. Alright, then we gotta do that, but we also gotta do this, and we gotta do that, and we gotta da 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 da. Oh, you idiot. You're a frickin' idiot. Well, we tried. Ah, you see? I knew there was one of those. Knew there was one of those somewhere. How do I do this? Not a very responsive controller. Well, I'm out of those anyway, so pretty full. Just a few more minutes of this. Much, much better. Not the best placement of torches, I have to say. Maybe we could place the torches near the top. I don't know. Okay, so this one has to be... Oh, we got that already. Okay, that's good. There we go. It's done. Well, it's not perfectly done. How am I going to do that now? I have to climb up the other side of it or something. And this is a similar problem. Not much. No, it's just this side. All right. Well, let's see if we can do the jump from across. Don't give me no lip, mister. Ah. Ah! Oh, damn it. Oh, no damage yet. But still, it's more than it should have been. No. Did it again. That'll do. Apart from the torch placement, that's a bit narrow, actually. We don't really need it to be that big, so we're going to have to create some kind of drawbridge thing over there, and maybe on the other side as well. It's not going to be a down drawbridge. It'll just be partway down with the idea that we could close the rest of it up if we have to. On the other hand, it's not that big of a deal because this is Hobbiton we're talking about. I should put up a sign that says, "You are now leaving Hobbiton, drive safely," or something. You know, some kind of thing like that. I think we're done for the day. I've had too much. It's almost 3.5 hours. That's longer than I needed it to be. Thank you for watching, Mr. Minecraft, and anybody else who is watching this on a VOD. I hope you're getting something out of it. But I'm having some serious trouble with some of this stuff. I'm gonna have to have a go at doing the and I gotta start on the iron farm too, and I have to move villagers over, and that's going to take some time, so it'll be a long time before I get this stuff done, but it will eventually get done, and you can count on it. I have no idea how we're going to get this stuff done, really. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.